G'day everyone. I'm sure I am not the only one who has rolled this rover and the only block that gets destroyed is my survival kit. So it made me kind of wonder, just how hard is it to survive if that happens? So if we end up in a situation where we've lost our medical components and we need to survive. And I'm wondering about this because I'd like to come up with some more ways to start out in Space Engineers that give us an interesting and not just painful way to play. So, what can we do? Well, not a lot to begin with, because right now I don't have any means to produce anything out of anything. And I gotta figure that bit out first. So what I'm gonna need to do, because I don't have any silver or any metal components, is build a basic assembler and a basic refinery. The basic refinery we should be able to maybe even pop onto this rover without too much trouble and produce some materials, but not much point doing that just now, because in this rover we don't have enough computers to make a basic assembler, so we need a way to get computers first. My thinking is, well, we buy them, or we get them from unknown signals, or we get them from some random encounters. So let's first find where the station is, and is it on Triton, or is it in space? Please be on Triton. SPTR station. Oh, it is not on Triton. Oh, actually it might be. It might be on the other side. 73. Could be in space, could be on the other side. But either way, this is Triton, and it's easy to drive. So I guess I'll just start driving and hope that I run into some stuff along the way that's going to give me some computers. To ensure that I'm correct about there not being enough computers in this to make a basic assembler, let's grind this sucker down. All of the parts for this should go into the cargo below, and we'll get a pretty good tally of what's in here. Now obviously we're also going to include the computers that are in the battery, which aren't really accessible to us, because if we grind down the battery, we have no power source. And of course, it's stuck. Let's give it a little bit of a bump. Bumpy bump. Grind again. Why don't you like me, grinders? And there we go. We have, across all of the different blocks in the rover, 244 steel plate, 26 large steel tubes, 173 construction components, 17 motors, 23 small steel tubes, 3 medical components, 7 displays, 18 interior plate, 30 bulletproof glass, but the all-important one, we'll just ignore these two, is 43 computers. The reason 43 computers is important is that our battery has 2, but our basic assembler needs 80. So we are, if I ground down everything on this pod except for the battery, halfway there to the basic assembler. We are not going fast enough. I may as well take the risk to crash. More power to the wheels. More speed limit. Let's go. It's nothing dangerous about driving high speed on a frozen lake, is there? I'm Australian. I genuinely wouldn't know. Oh, I did just think of another option. So, of course, trade or unknown signals or random encounters. But another option is, assuming you've got the settings that enable this to be possible, respawning in another pod and coming back to find this one and combining the computers from the two of them to make a basic assembler. But that feels too cheesy. We'll only do that if I get bored. Aha! Our first prey. Now, unfortunately, if you're on console, you don't get unknown signals, which kind of sucks. But since I'm on Steam, I kind of figure, well, it is a valid option for me, so I may as well see if I get enough computers from it by the time I get to that trade station that'll probably end up selling me ships that I can't afford. Well, got some mushroom spores. Not all unknown signals are created equal, but from that one, I managed to get 8 computers, so I would only need another 5 more. I think they appear something like every 15 minutes, so that's 2 hours where I'm getting 2 hours closer to starvation. That's not really great. Although 2 hours might still be quicker than the time it's going to take me to drive to this station that may not even be on the surface on the other side of this world. But who knows, I might find a random encounter that I can steal a bunch of stuff from. Just to keep things interesting, when I started this save, all I did was add my usual things of enable share inertia tensor, enable unsafe torques, enable unsafe piston impulses, those sorts of things. And I added a few mods that I use pretty much all the time, such as clean and vibrant post-processing, so I don't have the vignette and the chromatic aberration effects on the edges of my screen, and build info, build vision. That's it. They don't actually change any of the spawning behaviors, so all of the stuff that I'm going to find is as vanilla. 70 meters a second across an ice lake. As long as I don't have to turn, it's okay. Oh, no, 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 stop turning left. I wonder if this will handle better if I turn the friction up. It's just going to make it worse. So I don't think my loss of friction is down to my wheels. I think it's down to the fact that the ice does not have as much grip. Uh-oh. Well, that might need a reload. Oh, of course. Autosave during the roll. I think I've just done something that's gonna help me drive on these ice lakes. When driving at high speeds across this surface, it's quite slippy, and every now and then there seems to be just something that I hit that creates a little bit of friction. I don't normally like to drive with overridden gyroscopes, because all they do is slow down the turning and mean your wheels can't do what they want to do. But I don't want my wheels to do anything right now. So what I've done is I've turned the override on my gyroscope onto all 0, and it's actually keeping me much more stable at higher speeds, so I should hopefully be able to cross Triton a fair bit quicker, because this is hopefully going to keep me on that straight and narrow path that I'm after. It's working so far. I've not been skipping around anywhere near as much, and I'm going now nearly 90 meters a second. Oh, stress signal. That could be the rest of the computers we need. Let's turn off the thing. Let's head this way. Back on. Oh man, makes it so much easier to drive. It's important to remember when using overrides like this, is that it's going to keep you wherever you've ended up, not return you to where you want to be. So I may well end up rolled over, and then the overridden gyroscope is going to resist any attempts for me to roll back over. So it can be a negative as well, but in this case, because I just want it to resist the rolling effects that keep happening, it's working like a charm. So this is one of the solutions. Oop, let's see if there is actually enough computers on this for it to be a solution. And then this battery with 25 computers should cover all of my needs, I think, between it and the other blocks that we found on here. So I've now got 51 computers in there. We know that if I grind down everything else on this, we can get at least 40. So I have enough for a basic assembler, which means I could get going. So from here, what I'd really like to do is do both this approach and also go to the trade station and try that approach too. So we can get a bit of a feel for how this goes either way. Because obviously this is now a station that has most of a battery on it, although I have damaged that battery kind of beyond repair. So I do need to use the battery on the rover anyway in order to power something. Now I reckon in this thing there might be enough for me to make 2 connectors. Let's see how much a connector costs to make. Can't build it yet because progression. Need to make a conveyor tube first. Ah! Whoops. I was on the wrong hopper. Connector's going to require 6 computers for small grid and 8 and 20 for large grid. So let's try this. See anyway. Dig that into the hole a little bit. Stick a connector on top, and that'll be about the right height. Let's see if we can make this one. More steel plate from over here. Now obviously I can go in here and claim this so that it doesn't despawn, and that's going to give me plenty of time to work on everything. Look, got 20 more computers in the defensive thing. There's so many computers on this. This wreck was something that appeared by random, but it's also a pretty common one that I've run into. So I feel like you got a solid chance that this is what you're going to find. So you're not really going to end up having too many wrecks to find before you find one that's good. And you do want to go after the unknown signals, the UNKN ones, because they're the ones that aren't going to fight back. And with that, basic refinery finished. Now build the assembler. And with it, I do wonder if I'm going to need to grind down some of my rover to get the remaining bits, because we still need 40 more computers because I built these connectors. Let's see if I can get by without having to do that though. 5 computers in that. Full refinery doesn't matter. Since it looks like I'm going to have to use some of the computers from the connectors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a wind turbine here. Or I'm hopefully going to build a wind turbine here. And then I'll be able to recover those computers and I won't have to take as many out of the rover as I had originally thought. Because this will provide the power I need for the assembler to run and to make those computers again to then plug it in. That'll be 1 wind turbine. Hopefully that's going to be enough power because I don't really want to have to build a second. And, 11 more computers. All right, where are we going to get 11 computers from? I think the cockpit is going to be a great place to steal those from. Obviously that unknown signal's still out there, but let's just grab these. Da-da-da-da, we have a basic assembler. Now, because I did this in a silly way, I don't have easy access to that inventory, but I do have access to it. So we can now put some silicon in there, or even just put some stone in there, and we'll get the materials we need. So let's fix these up before I call this a success. So let's dig down deep. Alternatively, since we have a functioning assembler, let's grab some stuff that can be converted into the materials I need.
Energy low.
Was there some glass at the front of this thing? Yep, there we go. So let's shove these into the basic assembler. Function, disassemble. I think I also put a few grids in here. So let's grab those and we'll disassemble those to get a little bit of nickel. Because we're going to need that to make some motors.
Energy critical.
Right click on these two. Right click on the cockpit. Grab all the bits that I have for the moment. Oh, I can't weld up my cockpit. I need to make a landing gear first. We'll deal with that soon. With that into production, looks like we're going to need some more nickel, but I did see a bunch of it on board this wreck because it has some heavy armor as well. There we go, that's made. There's 2 more motors to get. Ah, motors. Perfect.
No energy.
That's less than ideal, especially when I don't have a cockpit. Oh no! I have to reload. I've failed. I have no way to make a seat. I don't have any power, so I can't weld.
Low.
Oh, that was silly. I should watch those bars more. Like I've been told to do so many times
Critical.
in both my videos and my live streams. Whoops. I just did a dumb. So, if you're going to grind down your cockpit, maybe build a seat first. Because they're cheap. They just need 10 interior plate. And that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Critical.
Energy critical. Let's listen to her this time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly die. Because my autosave was at an awful point. I deserve this. I deserve this. Oi, I wanted you to tumble. I said tumble.
Help.
Can't leave something useful for other people, can I? I deserve this. So there's no point making a mistake unless I learn from it. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab landing gear. We're going to make a mag plate. We're going to use that to unlock the next thing, which will allow me to build the cockpit again and also build a seat. Build plan is clear. Connector, connector,
G
cockpit.
critical.
Critical energy is fine this time because I have a way to recharge. Grab what I can from there and then put this into production. And it's done. We'll be up and running in no time. Connector, connector, cockpit. Look at that. And with that done, I've got connected up to a base, I've got a basic assembler, basic refinery. What I would need to do from here is build up a proper assembler, proper refinery, refine some silver, rebuild a survival kit, and do all of that without dying like I've already done. Which I actually think would not be too difficult, because we've already got quite a bit of steel plate here. We've already got the cobalt or the metal grids in order to put together the refinery and the assembler, so I don't need to find cobalt. I literally just need to build those things and find silver, which I should be able to do. And because that feels too easy, let's go have a look at what it'd be like if I didn't find this wreck and I kept on heading towards the trade station. And after much driving at ludicrous speeds, I'm still only halfway there. Oh no. This isn't good. I was so close. Okay, can I land this? Yes! Oh, hold, keep it together, keep it. Oh, just holding it together. Okay, I think I've got this. Yes, yes, no, no, no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Land it backwards. Yes! Come on. Make it down the hill. Make it down. No, don't spin again. Oh. Yes! Well, I'm surprised that ended up without me crashing. Oh man, that was a lucky bit of driving. Oh no. Oh no. That checks out. I land the other one perfectly, and of course smash it to pieces on that one. Great. Alright. Continue we go. 10k's out, and that's when I destroy the half the rover. Figures. And I have arrived at the station. Let's see what we can buy. Oh, a plushie. Can't afford it. Don't have enough money. Just start with 10k. Oh, computer. I can buy enough. Let's do it from this. Has it just ejected those parts? Oh no, I got them. And with that, I've managed to get enough computers. Oh, a few more. Even though I've smashed up my rover, I've now got enough computers that I could rebuild from scratch fairly easily, because I can now build my basic assembler, basic refinery, and continue on. And I could do other contracts, like one of these search contracts, assuming I don't crash, make a bit more cash, buy a bit more stuff, and keep things going fairly easily, because we've got a components store here, which means I should be able to buy most of the stuff I need to get bootlegged, to get bootstrapped up fairly quickly, especially if I work enough to get a couple of gravity components, because that's my silver that I need for my med components as well, which this doesn't sell, but it does sell medkits. And it sells food, so yay. This would be another end for the challenge. One of the reasons I thought of doing this was I quite enjoy finding new ways to try and start out and little challenges that I can do, and I was curious just what would be required if we had no survival kit. If we started without one, but we started with the rover, or if I roll the rover and smash it, can I get going? Just how hard is it? But then it made me think of another question, which is a sentence I want to complete once I'm outside the safe zone. Why does the basic assembler need 80 computers in the first place? Why so many? Could it work better with 40? Would that make the game easier? Would that make it better? I'm not sure. I was thinking about this because if it had 40 and you rolled your rover, as long as you didn't damage as much stuff as I did this time, as I think I might have taken a few too many computers out of the play by breaking my small hydrogen tank and my ore detector. But without smashing those up, maybe I would have the 40 I need to build the basic assembler, shuffle between the refinery and the assembler, the 10 needed to have the refinery running, and bootstrap with that without having to rely on any of these random encounters. And I'm really curious on what everyone's thought is on that, because there's no particular purpose in my mind for the basic assembler to have 80 computers needed to build it. It's just half of what a full assembler is. But it doesn't do half of what a full assembler does. It does less in a worse way. So having it be a quarter, would that change things? Is there anything I'm missing? I'm curious to see what you guys think, because I am, at the moment, looking to set up some new scenarios. And that's why I'm looking at all these different features and seeing which of these things could be changeable and that might make the start more fun. For those of you wondering, there are going to be more videos coming, including Survival Impossible. I will let you know more details when I have them ready. But otherwise, there's plenty more to come, and I will see you then. I deserve this.